You have a head full of brilliant scenes, gripping dialogue, and an ending that hits hard. But when you sit down to write, those cinematic ideas often turn into a messy mountain of scattered notes. We're going to clear that desk. We're going to build a structured, one-page cinema pitch. Writing for Indian cinema requires strategic architecture. You can't just throw raw creativity at a blank page and expect a cohesive story to emerge. By the end of this tutorial, you will construct a tangible, industry-ready script skeleton. Production teams look for this specific one-page framework to evaluate whether a film's concept is actually viable to shoot, market, and sell. Every single cinematic concept must survive the pre-writing assessment. Think of this as the mandatory first filter for your idea. Step 1, explicitly write down your core storyline in 2 sentences and pin down your exact genre. Next, identify exactly who this is for. A children's animated feature requires entirely different pacing than a gritty historical war drama, so you need to be specific. Now, write down the specific emotional payoff. You need to know exactly what feeling will compel a viewer to buy a ticket. Next, categorize your concept into one of 4 rigid objectives: pure entertainment, social awareness, expression of art, or a carefully engineered hybrid. Mixing conflicting objectives often results in muddled tonal shifts that alienate audiences. Selecting a single dominant pillar ensures the script's message remains clear and targeted. Lock in this rigid foundation now. It acts as a load-bearing wall, ensuring your screenplay won't cave in under its own narrative weight during drafting. With your foundation set, you need a hook. An attractive title does immediate psychological work, signaling the tone and stakes to your audience before they ever see a trailer. That title leads directly into your unique selling proposition, or USP. This is the primary marketing focal point that separates your project from the competition. Your USP might be a legendary star cast, or leveraging existing source material, like adapting a best-selling biography of a famous athlete. You then tie that USP directly to one primary psychological appeal. You need to choose whether you are selling romance, fear, nostalgia, or pure high-stakes conflict. If the marketing hook promises a high-octane spectacle, but the film delivers slow-burn nostalgia, the target demographic will feel misled. Aligning the specific USP with the emotional appeal creates a perfect balance, ensuring the project delivers on its promise. When the marketing hook and narrative emotion are in sync, the audience receives the exact experience they were promised. This 4-beat formula is your essential structural spine. Beat 1 establishes the hook. Beat 2 introduces the central conflict. Beat 3 rapidly escalates the problem, showcasing your unique selling proposition. Finally, Beat 4 provides the definitive emotional resolution, or a cliffhanger for a sequel. Once that structural spine is approved, the project moves to the production pipeline. In commercial cinema, one individual rarely handles all narrative responsibilities alone. Typically, a story writer generates the premise and outlines the core conflict. Then a screenplay writer steps in to manage scene formatting and structural pacing. The dialogue writer operates last. They craft distinct character voices and memorable lines only after the structural skeleton is completely solid. There is an exception for the auteur model, where a single visionary director cohesively manages the entire pipeline, from the story concept down to the final cut. Understanding these separate roles ensures a standardized structure, allowing your initial ideas to be scaled up into massive, coordinated productions. You have now successfully engineered a complete one-page skeleton, locking in your audience, your objective, your USP, and your narrative structure. This finalized document functions as a professional, strategic asset for industry pitching. Use this finalized architectural blueprint to confidently begin drafting your first actual scene. True cinematic copywriting bridges the gap between raw imagination and a rigorously structured, producible reality.